Ever feel like everyone else in crypto's got it figured out except you?
Yeah, you're not alone.
Like they're all speaking some secret language?
You can definitely feel that way.
Well, today, we're ditching the crypto jargon and using a roadmap that even a Jedi Master would approve of.
Interesting.
The Four Stages of Competence.
I like where this is going.
From clueless newbie?
To Jedi Master.
Exactly. Consider this your guide to leveling up your trading game.
What I find fascinating about this framework is that it really highlights something critical.
Yeah.
Even the most seasoned traders, those who seem like they were born reading candlestick charts,
Right.
they all started right where everyone else does.
At the very beginning.
Exactly, in the land of unconscious incompetence.
Okay, unconscious incompetence. That sounds pretty zen.
Right.
Like almost blissful ignorance.
They're just riding the wave.
Yeah, just buy low, sell high, let the good times roll.
If only it were that simple.
Well,
This stage is kind of like, when Han Solo just throws the Millennium Falcon into hyperspace for the first time.
Without looking at a map.
Exactly. No navigomputer, no coordinates, just pure instinct.
And a whole lot of luck.
You might feel invincible for about 5 seconds.
Until you're swerving to avoid a supernova.
Or worse.
Yeah, I'm picturing some folks who rode the whole Dogecoin wave a while back feeling that particular crash landing.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when Elon Musk tweeted those rocket emojis?
How could we forget?
Suddenly, everyone and their grandma wanted a one-way ticket to the moon.
And who could blame them? The allure of a quick trip to the moon, it's powerful.
It really is.
But the thing is, without understanding the underlying tech,
Right.
in Dogecoin's case, its inflationary model, the limited use cases.
The actual purpose, yeah.
Exactly.
Beyond just being, the Doge meme.
Sure, because that's not a long-term strategy.
Definitely not.
Without that understanding and recognizing how market manipulation works, well, let's just say those journeys can have some pretty rough landings.
Speaking of rough landings,
Oh, boy.
that brings us face to face with stage 2 of our journey. Conscious incompetence.
Okay, so this is the moment you realize
What's that?
that the Millennium Falcon's user manual is written in some ancient, cryptic language.
And you're desperately trying to decipher it with, like, a galactic dictionary.
More like banging your head against the console, hoping something makes sense.
Yeah, we've all been there.
This stage often arrives hand in hand with those, shall we say, learning experiences.
Okay, let's be real. We're talking about those trades that maybe didn't exactly go to plan.
Yeah, the ones that leave your portfolio feeling a little lighter than you'd like.
Okay, yeah, we've all made those.
We have.
But recognizing the common traps that pop up at this stage, that's what can really set you up for success down the road.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest traps.
Which is?
Overtrading.
Overtrading.
Trying to catch every single dip and peak. Like you're playing a high-stakes game of whack-a-mole with the market.
And the market is much faster than any whack-a-mole I've ever seen.
Oh, for sure. And instead of, making those strategic entries and exits.
You're just, along for the ride?
Yeah, it becomes more of an emotional roller coaster than a calculated strategy.
Oh, and speaking of emotional roller coasters,
Don't get me started.
let's talk about those self-proclaimed crypto gurus who are always promising,
Instant riches.
Yeah, instant riches.
Lambos, yachts, the whole 9 yards.
Spoiler alert, those Lambos.
Yeah.
Probably paid for by the subscription fees of everyone who's hanging on their every word.
Oh, absolutely. And that, my friend, is a valuable lesson.
It really is. And while we're talking about lessons,
Go on.
there's this other piece of the puzzle that often gets overlooked, especially at this stage.
Risk management.
Risk management.
So important.
Without a plan to mitigate those potential losses.
You're basically riding without a helmet.
That crypto roller coaster can quickly turn into a one-way ticket to...
Financial heartburn city.
Yeah, and nobody wants to go there.
Nobody. And you know what? We've got a prime example of this.
Lay it on me.
The 2022 yield farming crash.
Oh, yeah, that was a tough one.
Classic case of enthusiasm, getting a little bit ahead of understanding.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yield farming, just for those who haven't quite dipped their toes into the DeFi galaxy,
Right.
essentially it's lending out your crypto to earn interest.
Okay, so kind of like a high-tech savings account.
Exactly. At least that's how it sounded to many.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Well, the issue is that a lot of folks piled into these, honestly, very complex DeFi protocols.
Without really understanding what they were getting into.
Exactly. Without fully grasping the underlying mechanisms or the very real risks involved. And when the market took a bit of a tumble,
Which it does.
as it inevitably does, these protocols, well, they turned out to be a lot more fragile than people realized.
Yeah, leading to some, significant losses for folks.
A harsh lesson for sure, but a valuable one.
You know what they say? Sometimes you gotta crash the Millennium Falcon in a simulator a few times.
In a safe environment.
Exactly. Before you're ready to take the real deal for a spin.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And that, my friend, is the perfect segue to our next stage,
No.
which is
Conscious competence.
now we're talking, this is where things start to get really interesting.
So we've ditched the training wheels.
Yeah,
No more just mashing buttons in the Millennium Falcon hoping for the best.
right. We've got a system now.
We're done with those, shall we say, learning experiences that leave your crypto portfolio feeling lighter than a feather.
Okay. Yeah.
This is where the real training begins.
This is where we, so to speak, ditch those training wheels and upgrade to a solid understanding of the ship's navigation system,
I like it.
conscious competence.
Okay, so break it down for me.
So remember those charts we talked about, the ones that used to look like random scribbles?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now, instead of just glancing at them, you're diving deep into technical analysis, like actually understanding what those lines and squiggles mean.
Exactly. You're learning to read the patterns, to decipher the indicators, to hear those whispers of market sentiment hidden in those lines.
So no more blindly trusting that memified chart someone shared on, yeah.
Better. Let's hope not. This is about actual dedicated research.
Due diligence.
Due diligence, exactly.
And maybe a healthy dose of skepticism about those get-rich-quick schemes.
Always a good idea. But it goes deeper than just charts, my friend.
Oh.
At this stage, you're moving beyond those squiggly lines and delving into the world of fundamental analysis.
Okay, what does that entail?
Think of it this way. Anyone can hit hyperspace, but knowing where you're going.
That's the difference between a chaotic joyride and, successfully navigating an asteroid field.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So we're talking about understanding the technology behind a cryptocurrency, the team behind it, the real-world problems it's trying to solve.
So it's like actually reading the Millennium Falcon's manual instead of just...
Pressing buttons and hoping for the best.
Exactly.
Exactly. And just like our friend Han Solo meticulously charts his course through the galaxy.
Always prepared.
Always prepared. A consciously competent trader develops a system, a set of rules, to guide their decisions.
Trading with intention.
Trading with intention, a plan, and most importantly, sticking to it.
Which can be tough, let's be honest.
Especially when the market's doing its best impression of a supernova.
Right. So how does a trader at this stage, how do they handle those inevitable market swings? When those emotions start creeping in.
Practice, my friend. Remember those flight simulators they used to train pilots?
Yeah, way safer to crash in those.
Exactly. Well, in the trading world, we have something called backtesting.
Catchy name.
It essentially involves using historical data to see how your trading strategy would have performed in the past.
So you're basically testing your trading plan in a risk-free environment.
Precisely. You're running simulations, seeing what works, what doesn't, and most importantly, where your weaknesses lie. And for those who maybe aren't ready for the full simulator experience, there are always demo accounts.
Where you can, practice your trades with? Like play money.
Exactly. A fantastic way to hone your skills, test your strategies, and build that confidence without risking real capital.
Risk-free learning, I like it.
It's a win-win.
So, okay, you've reached this stage of conscious competence, you've got a system, you're managing your emotions, and you've put in the hours of practice.
You feeling good?
Feeling confident? What does that next level look like?
Now we're entering the realm of mastery.
This is where we achieve Jedi Master status.
Precisely.
Bring it on. So we're talking about what? Years of dedicated study, like really living and breathing the markets?
It's a journey, that's for sure.
Weathering all those inevitable crypto storms, hopefully coming out the other side,
The wiser?
with a deeper understanding and a healthier portfolio to show for it.
Ideally, yes.
So it's not just about hoarding knowledge, right?
Right.
It's about developing a sixth sense for the market,
You could say that.
an intuition.
It's about timing, recognizing those opportunities that other traders might miss.
Okay, so less following the hype train and more like I sense a disturbance in the force.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
It's about seeing those subtle shifts, the undercurrents that often drive the big moves.
So give me an example. When has this Jedi Master level of understanding really paid off.
Well, let's rewind for a second, back to the 2020 COVID crash.
Oh man, those were some wild
All
times.
right, markets went haywire, everyone was panicking.
Remember that day when Bitcoin like lost half its value overnight?
Oh, I remember it well. And, while many saw only chaos,
Right.
some traders, those who had reached that level of unconscious competence,
They saw it differently.
they recognized it as a prime buying opportunity
Okay.
because they understood that market cycles are a thing,
What goes down must come up.
especially in the crypto world, right?
Right.
But it's more than that. They had this deep-seated understanding that beneath the surface level volatility, certain cryptocurrencies, they had this inherent strength, this real-world utility that made them well-equipped to weather the storm.
Interesting. And maybe even come out stronger on the other side.
Precisely.
In fact, I remember hearing about some DeFi protocols, right, that actually saw an increase in usage during that time.
That's right.
Like, it was almost as if people were turning to decentralized finance as a haven from all the turmoil in the traditional
And
markets.
that, my friend, is a prime example of the insights that often come with unconscious competence.
So it's about seeing the bigger picture, understanding those underlying currents.
Exactly. But here's the thing, and this is crucial. Even Jedi Masters need to stay sharp.
Okay, so even at this, like, the highest level of trading, there's still that need for constant learning, for adaptation.
Absolutely. It's not like getting your black belt and then just kicking back for the rest of your days.
Because the crypto landscape is constantly changing and shifting.
Exactly. New technologies popping up every day, regulations always in flux, and that means even the most experienced trader needs to be ready to adapt.
And to admit when they don't have all the answers.
Humility goes a long way, my friend. Always be learning, always be questioning, always be seeking out new information and perspectives.
Because in the world of crypto, the learning never really stops, does it?
It's a lifelong journey, and that's part of what makes it so exciting. So as you navigate the markets, remember the 4 stages of competence.
From those early days of, blindly jumping into hyperspace to navigating the galaxy with the wisdom of a Jedi Master,
Embrace each stage.
learn from those inevitable mistakes, and never stop seeking knowledge.
That's the key.
And remember, whether you're just starting out or you're well on your way to becoming a crypto Jedi Master,
Patience, knowledge, and a willingness to adapt.
those are your greatest allies in this wild world of crypto.
Couldn't agree more.
Until next time, may the blockchain be with you.